Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gentlemen's History Hour live on location. Equality.
Rob J10X.
And we have a distinguished guest. We're doing it's history in the now, man. This Gentlemen's History Hour, but we got people in our city in Houston, Texas that's making history right now. And one is our distinguished guest, Brother Robert Hodge. How you doing, man?
Man, I am doing great. Thank you, brothers, for having me. I'm honored.
Hey, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
2021, man, we made it. We here.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know, our show, man, we like to focus on what's going on in the now as well as link it to history and give context.
Absolutely.
To everything that's going on, man. It's in a way, it's been done before, but we like to improve on it.
Absolutely.
You know, learn from the past and improve on it in the future, man. So one of the things that you're doing right now in the city is this Collective for the Culture.
Yes.
Which is an art exhibit. This is Collective for the Culture Part 3. So can you give us some history on how that got started?
Yeah. So, you know, traditionally, I just been a visual artist. And, I did curation a little bit here and there. But then I partnered with India Lovejoy, and we came up with Collective for the Culture. I'm not sure how I think we took it from that phrase of do it for the culture. I think, and I know it's kind of, it could be kind of corny, but we really wanted to teach people how to collect art, how to respect art, and how to value living artists and really cultivate the talent here in Houston and keep them here. And so that's how it started. And that was, 2018? So now we on our third installment. We did it every year. And, man, I'm really proud of where we are now. The question is, where do we go from here, So.
Yeah, because we're on location now. And is this the biggest?
Amazing. Yeah, it's the biggest space for us, man. This is 23,000 square foot. And we're in the old Forever 21 building at 1201 Main Street downtown.
I was just upstairs. I was like, I'm not sure, but I was like, is that my pastor? It was it was an ironing board.
Oh, it is. That's her.
That is her?
It is her. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. That's by Ann Sister Johnson, man. She's a living legend, man. So yeah,
that's awesome.
Shout out Ann.
Yeah, one thing you had mentioned about wanting to help introduce people to like collecting art. I've always known from the outside looking in, it seemed like a wealthy man's
exactly.
thing. Is it something that
Absolutely.
How does a regular person get?
Absolutely, man. That's what I'm saying. We want to take that stigma away of like, this inclusion, this island that you're on. Like, I mean, I can't be part of that world, man. When you walk up and see these glass, and you see the people inside of these white cubes, you get intimidated, man. It's like, but no, man, we bring art to the people, and yeah, it's affordable. You got installment plans. We work with this company called Art Money, where you can basically, someone's getting like a credit card or buy a TV on credit. So you can buy a painting and then make these small monthly installments.
Yeah, I think people they had this idea that if it costs a certain amount, you
gotta come up with it right now. You don't. No, man. Artists love installments. I love installments. I know for sure that money coming in every month. I don't care how small it is. It's just good to know. Oh man, I got 500 coming every month.
Yeah, because art was like kind of late on the list because I was like, house,
of course,
stocks, mutual fund, then all that.
Then
we
have to see the value. We have to
thinking,
realize how it can appreciate.
Yes,
because a lot of times we spend money and we pay out stuff that depreciates over time.
All the time.
So the value of the appreciation of it.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy what you love. You can decorate your home, and it's gonna increase in value. That's a win-win.
So as a looking at the arts, and one thing I love about this platform, we've had people come from walks of life that I knew nothing about, and you're the first visual artist that we've spoken to.
Yeah, this boy E is cold too. I mean,
I thought it was a sonic artist.
No. I'm a sonic artist too. I'm saying like I'm multi-disciplinary, man. Like no, for real, that dude is cold, man.
He's my first like post-rap friend. Like that I met like after. So everyone tells me about her, but we actually met like just as friends.
Yeah,
like,
that's how it should be. That's awesome.
But everyone always tells me about his superpowers. Yeah. But like, what would you say is something? As far as like, as Black Americans, we brought a certain pizzazz to music and to film. Like, what is something that the Black artist brings to visual art that's distinct to us?
I think the same thing we brought to blues and jazz and even the genre of screw music. Man, we're innovators, man. Like we just got that drip that I can say, man. Like it's in the art, man. I think we transfer pieces of our soul into the work, and I think. For me, like I said, it's not really the technical skills, it's the way the art makes me feel. And I think artists of color just know how to translate those stories. Okay. And because there's so much pain, there's so much shit we got to deal with in America, all that shit, like, we had to transfer it somewhere. It's like my therapy. If I'm not working out at the gym, like, I put that in my work. And so that's why it's so powerful, because it's real life energy, pain, excitement, all the things you can feel it there,
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we did an episode on the history of the Harlem Renaissance, man. And one of the things we really wanted to focus on was the Southern influence
Yeah.
on the Harlem Renaissance and the what we call the Great Migration.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
us moving and going to Harlem and really giving Harlem that swag that
Yeah,
it
that
had.
sauce, yeah.
The music, the arts, a
Yeah.
lot of that was coming from the South. And to this day, it's still this stigma that I guess kind of to make it, you got to migrate
Yeah.
and leave. You got to leave the South to make it as an
and
artist.
I thought that when I was a really young man, and it's not true. I mean, like I said, if you look behind the curtain on every industry, from music to entertainment to like movies, all those people are usually from Houston.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I think about it. Think about the cast of playing behind like cast like Kendrick Lamar. That's the Robert Glasper, and that's Chris Dave, and that's like I mean. Well, I think what's the chick who did the ER show? She was from Houston. She's from PVA.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
I can't. I'm sorry, forgive me. I can't remember her name, but I'm telling you, Houston and in particular we had a strong hold on the entertainment culture in the country.
Definitely.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I'm glad you touched on that. So, what makes a young Robert Hodge coming out of Third Ward end up going to a high school for performing in visual arts?
Yeah, the grace of God, man. I mean,
So that wasn't in your plans.
I wasn't discouraged. I did art my whole life. I knew from kindergarten I was going to be. I mean, I was drawing what a teacher was talking back then. I knew I was destined for that path. I just didn't know how I was going to get there.
Okay.
So I wasn't discouraged, but nobody was just saying, I'm gonna show you the way. I had no mentorship. So that's why I say the grace of God. Just He put the right people in my life to get me to PVA.
So was it like an art teacher or
It was
somebody
an art
that
teacher,
influenced
Miss
you
Dickey.
to go?
Yeah, Miss Dickey was my teacher at Lanier. I wasn't zonal Lanier. I was zoned to Cullen.
Okay.
But my dad got me in Lanier because I was getting in trouble at Thompson Elementary. I was fighting every day.
Yeah, you know, I'm a fellow, Sidney Lanier,
Okay, yeah.
Hey, number 5,
Yeah, no
Mayberry
doubt. Purple
Hoop,
Pups,
you know what
man.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, I wasn't going to say the mascot now. Yeah,
I know. You know what? I almost got them to change it because I did a protest to make the Bulldogs like Lanier. So they was about to change it to Lanier Bulldogs.
Yeah, we needed that.
That would have been so because I was so embarrassed by the Purple Pups, man.
Because it's like it's already we already the brothers in the neighborhood
Exactly.
who getting busted
Exactly.
to Montrose to go to school, and then we got to be the Purple Pups too when we go play Welch or something like that. They the
Man.
Warriors and we the Purple Pups.
So it was a lot, man. I was from the hood. I go to Lanier with the Purple Pups. I'm dealing with colorism. That's why I was fighting every day because my fighting word was calling me white boy. I mean, so I mean,
sound like me. We already another Robert.
Yeah, it wouldn't bother me now. But like I said, man, so like all those things, yeah, man. But Miss Dickey was the one that was like, yo, you have talent. Let me show you how to make a portfolio. And then I got it ready, and I got in the PVA, and from there, things shifted. So
Man, that's awesome. Like, is art the two, I guess, disciplines that I've always felt like, I don't know if a person can learn to get to past a certain level is like dance and visual art. Because I'm like, everyone I know who was a visual artist, they were born that way. They came out there. Like, how far can you get with like? I think you can will yourself into being a dope rapper.
I've seen several artists will themselves to be artists.
No shit.
But it was always in them. They just fought it because society pressures, family pressures. Especially like you're Nigerian, your family, you got to be a lawyer, a doctor, and you're really an artist.
The stereotypes.
You got to fight.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. To be a creative man, I honor everybody because you got to fight. So especially when you fight in your family and people that you love and live with telling you it's not possible to follow your dreams, man. It's it's a lonely path.
I still think we always kind of are intrigued with the thing we don't do.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with these bars, I could tell someone, okay, just say it like this, move it around like that. You can't tell me how to make my line look like your line,
thing,
man.
Still, even with that rapper shit, man, you got to have it in you, though.
Yeah, no, you got to have it in you.
So,
I never seen a sorry barber get cold. Every great barber was always
exactly
great, So
yeah.
But that's interesting though, that dynamic for you coming out of there, having this talent, and just so often it is, especially the way we grew up in black, it's our talents that really give us that added layer of opportunity, and so once you get to HSPVA and now you're in this world.
I'm in a whole other world, man. I'm in fame.
Okay.
I mean, I come in the building, check a floor. I mean, I know the smell of the building. I'm seeing women, these beautiful women all over the place, ballet dancers stretching out on this side, somebody working on the monologue on the left side. Like, it's amazing, bro. My mind is blown. I'm from the hood, bro. I went to Lanier, but I was still very much super Third Ward. So my mind was blown. All the culture there. So I mean, it just prepared me for this modern world because it was all kind of all kind of religions, all kind of nationalities, all kind of sexuality. So by the time all this liberal freedom, I've been experiencing at that school. We've been
y'all didn't have a dress code, huh?
Yeah, just be who you were, man. You know,
that was one of the few schools in HISD. And then from a historical side, so you went to the old HSPVA. So now, not too far down the street,
it's a new
have a new HSPVA downtown in Houston.
That's a beautiful. So before that new building, it was no disconnect. That's why everybody was so tight, because we all had an experience of that building, the smell of the building, the commons area. So this new building is making a little bit of division because I'm not too familiar with it. Like this semester I taught at PVA online, but I still haven't really experienced a new building like I would like.
Okay.
So, but all the history of the school, man, like all these people I saw make it made me believe.
Man, it's something about being in the proximity of somebody who's done it.
Exactly.
Like that. I say all the time. That's where me and our stories are like really coming from two different sides of the same road because. Like everything I did, I had to see someone else do it before I believed it. Like when he told me like you just wanted to be an architect, as people told me, I never have done a single thing. So for me, getting that confirmation, whether it was Florida A&M, whether it was gifted, the confirmation always came from seeing another black person do it.
Yeah. That's a big part of it.
Hey, let's get into some history, man.
Yeah, let's get to it,
I want to know, Robert Hodge, because this is Black History Month,
Absolutely.
Of course, and for the people that don't know, people celebrate Black history, and I don't even know if they know the history of Black history.
Yeah.
So we got to salute Carter G. Woodson.
Absolutely.
He kicked it off.
Absolutely.
Around what?
W.B. Du Bois.
He kicked it off for Negro History Week to honor, for the people that don't know, to honor the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. And then around, I want to say like 1976, Gerald Ford kind of signed and sealed the deal to call it, Black History Month.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of progress in between times. At Kent State, they were celebrating Black History Month around that time. So Carter G. Woodson was, we would say, the founder of what we celebrate as Black History Month. But we focus on the history that's being made in the now, outside of just February. So
Absolutely.
One of the questions I wanted to ask, man, just from an historical standpoint, how does history play a role in the art that you create?
Yeah. History is one of the cornerstones of my work. Like it's like music and then history. And I just want to remind people all the great things we did in this country.
Yeah, it's a lot of undertones of history in your work.
Oh man, because I was educated at HISD and we were not taught our real history, man. We got a little spin course on MLK. You got civil rights. You got Black Panther Party, a little bit of Malcolm X, and then we don't.
Y'all was lucky. Y'all got some Black Panther Party.
Yeah, very little, just very little, and we closed it out. That's it.
Yeah.
Not all the remarkable things we did,
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I'm talking about all the inventions. Everything pretty much here it's probably, African American created, man, from heart surgery to the stoplight to refrigerator.
Yeah.
And when I started realizing that stuff, man, I had to put that in my work. And so,
did you feel a responsibility?
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
Because some artists, they kind of, honestly, man, they kind of shy away. It's like, hey, I'm just, or they wouldn't say I'm a Black artist. They would just say I'm an artist, and I just create what I create.
I would love to be there until I get in my car. I remember having a show where the show sold out, a great show, and I got in my car and I got pulled over. I almost got arrested. So, I would love to be in that content all the time, but America reminds me that I'm a nigga consistently. So I'm just going to go ahead and give people the food they need to fuel them to know that you are great. You come from greatness, and we're going to keep this pushing.
Hey, I feel the same way, and I tell people all the time, I yearn for the day maybe my grandkids or granddaughter her cause can be elephants in Africa, or she can care about water in something.
Yeah.
My charitable cause is Black people.
When somebody asked me one time, like, what does a Black future look like, or for artists in the future? And I said to make these abstract paintings that's really about color and composition. And not thinking about my plight as a Black person, have to educate my people and do all this. I got to do all of this shit in my paintings. Not only they got to be great, they got to be, aesthetically beautiful, but they got to be layered with the shit that we need for survival.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think the future is like somebody's not even thinking about that.
Yeah.
Almost like really Will and Jada, Willow and them, that's to me is like an idea of Black kids that are free.
Yeah, that's like 2,200 maybe for us. When I see I don't know.
22?
I don't know. I don't think I think they're at least 4 generations.
No, we are. I think I think our kids. I got a 9-year-old, man. She if it's not her, it's gonna be her kids. So I think too.
Yeah, they own it. I think that next generation, man, they are on it.
I think what would make them a little bit different though is with us as black people, when we do make it through, we're so non-removed from the struggle that, like, I don't know. I think Willow and Jaden might be some of the only young black people I know of that can make a lot of money and not have to think about, okay, well, man, I got to take care of them.
Yeah, I got to take care of my grandma, my cousin. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Everybody. That's what I'm saying. That's the future of it. Like, when you're not even, you understand your blackness and you appreciate it, but it's not this plight that goes along with it. Like, you were born into like this wealth and this influence that's normal and it should be normal. Yeah, and you shouldn't be ridiculed because you came into that. Like, that should be, that should be normal. It's normal everywhere else.
It's almost strange imagining this to me, but like, when Eli Manning was drafted number 1 in the draft, he didn't have to take care of nobody. It was I'm just exactly on the draft. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
I don't know a black person that's ever experienced that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, that's that freedom. Like, you got to worry about me. I want my daughter to be
privilege to a certain extent, and that's when they say generating that generational wealth. So that's the
but how do we do that? We are content creators, and to generate that generational wealth, we have to own our content, and that's what I'm about. That's what the show is about. I want to go back to what the show is about. It's about 2 black creators making this show here. They're saying we can do this ourselves. We can lead the industry. We can so if you want to work with us, let's partner. But that ownership and that
you're not giving it away.
Yeah, that thing that Lil Wayne just sold his masters, man. That's super disappointing. I don't know why he did it, but that stuff could have took care of generational kids for a long time. And so I'm thinking about, how do I protect my daughter? And I'm thinking about my great grandkids. Like, what I do now can serve them. And if I want them to say, yo, I don't know this man. I see an oil painting on the wall, but this motherfucker right here set us up. That's all I want. My job is done.
Let me ask you a question about family.
Excuse my language, so I'm sorry.
Oh no, man, you're really over here.
Good, man.
Hey, we talking YouTube right now.
I'm from the Dick Gregory School of language.
Dave Chappelle School as well.
Just in your family history, man, was it anyone in your family that you feel like you inherited the talent of being an artist from? Or were you a one of one in your family?
No, I'm sure it's there in the lineage.
It's not
there
not
in the
like
immediate.
direct from like a grandfather.
My mom made some drawings here and there, but the other part, which is the most important part, is I got my dad hustle. I got the DNA of his. My dad was an entrepreneur, man. He was one of the first black law firms here. He became one of the first black judges. So
wow, that's some good history.
That's what I'm saying.
Man.
Like, it's a good history. Like, at that time it didn't apply to who I thought I was, but as I get to my age and understand who he was. That side of me allowed me to do something like this. Not just be an artist in my studio, kind of being insular and not being on my own island. He showed me like what it's like when it basically was your psyche when you pull up to a building and your dad's name is on the building and you go in and you tell the secretary, yo, give me a Coke. And they got to because your daddy, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the feeling my daughter had when she ran around him. She's like, this is my daddy. And I was like, wow, man, that's what that felt like. And so,
that's amazing.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah. And then also, let me ask you this in terms of, in a lot of the professions or arts that we do, even when people say they want to rap, one of the things I always try to tell people, man, study the history of it.
Absolutely.
Is there I'm pretty sure that there are artists that it's like, hey, man, I don't care about the history of certain things. Just, from your opinion, man, is that something that you would encourage young artists to say, hey, there's someone that came before you or understanding some of the history, not necessarily just art history from the textbook, but some of the art history that's around you on the day-to-day, even in your city.
Absolutely. No, that's the most important thing. I think why I feel proud of myself is that I connect to the history. And I respect my elders. I respect George Smith. He's in the show. He's in his 80s. He was one of the founders of Row House. I got Rick Lowe in the show. Tierney Malone. These guys are part of my DNA. They showed me the way. Like, when I didn't know them, I knew they work. And so I just feel honored that I know them. I can call them. They pick the phone up. They trust me with their work. And so because I know all this history, man, it makes my work better. Because
they'll respect you as a younger artist to say, man, he respects the history.
Because these young artists think they think they made the will. Like I said, man, ain't nothing new. So when I know my history, I can stand on the shoulders of those giants and then take it further. But when I don't know the history, I'm thinking I'm the shit. I'm like, look what I'm doing. I'm like, bro, I can name 20 artists that's doing that right now, man. Bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, you can trace it. When you know the history, you can kind of like. Some people, they feel like they're one of one.
That's what I'm saying. It's because they don't know the history.
Someone did that before you. you may not have went that deep to find out, but someone did it before you did it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if people want me to mentor them and they want to be around me and I give them books, they don't read them, you can't come back.
Yeah,
you can't come back if you're not reading, man. If you think, like I say, you walking around here thinking your shit don't stink, bro.
Yeah.
That's my major pet peeve with young artists thinking like, man, look what I'm doing. I'm like, bro, you're not doing it, bro. You need to study the greats. Study, you know, whether you like basket or not, whether you like Romare Bitter. I wouldn't be here without Romare. When I said this work, this changed my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got love for the youngins because they do have some innovation. There's certain things about them I like, but one of my critiques of
innovation. I'm not saying that. I respect that. I'm just saying, but you gotta study the history, man.
Yeah, I was just you gotta give one pump up before you come with your critique. But my critique of them is they're so in a rush for now. It's like, and to be fair, I probably was too. But the way they are, they want everything. What's hot today? What's all that? And
you can't blame them. Look at it. Look at all the stuff. iPhone, iPad, everything is i. So think about the way it's set up now. I mean, look at Instagram. This instant gratification. You don't want to be successful in real life. I know people just okay with being successful on Instagram.
Man, you preaching now.
I'm like, you got 100,000 followers, but you got $20 in your bank account. I'm good on that. I'm good on that, bro. I want to be successful in real life.
We always say validation is a strong drug.
Man, it's a strong drug, man. It's a strong drug.
Okay, just like in art sometimes, man, art is one of the things that you can get that instant gratification.
Oh, you can.
And you have to humble yourself, especially when you can do something that a lot of people can't do. Like in school, you draw something, man. You kind of
get that love
on the level of being a star athlete.
Yeah,
because you're doing something that the average person probably can't do at that time. Now, when you go to a school like a HSPVA, you're around that. But when you're coming from the hood, like elementary, middle school, and you can draw, people are looking at you like a magician.
Yeah. I mean, it is. You're taking taking a pencil and a piece of paper that costs $1.50 together, and then you can sell it for thousands and hundreds of dollars. That is a magician to me.
Let me ask you this: when did you find out that you can make money? When did you was it a point in school, in like middle school, when you were a kid and someone asked to buy your work?
It was. I don't remember when that was, but
did you know how to charge? Did you know? Or
I did not, but I knew that I could buy some candy. I could buy a bag of chips. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could. But that's when it comes in. When I started meeting older artists and start watching them how they interact and how they sell their work. And like, wow, man, this dude was really making a life for himself off his mind and his hands.
Yeah, like how do you sell something that you can be attached to?
Yeah.
So like it's work right here behind us, and it's like that artist did their work, and now I have to give it away. Yeah. How do I put a price on that?
Yeah, because I mean, as you get older, you learn how to separate your brain. I got the two sides of the brain. You got the creative side. Yeah. As soon as I'm done with the painting, that's over with. That
Not
love for it, that baby it's time to go. You got to get up out of here. You grown now. Get up out the house. That's how I feel about the painting. So,
is there like is there like a painter's block similar to like a writer's block? Or
sure it is, but I ignore it. One of my favorite artists, Chuck Close, said, "Inspiration is for amateurs." That's the way I feel about it. Every day I do something. I don't care if I'm making a background, I'm sending an email, I'm working on a song for an album. Like it's work to be done until you get hit with that thing that you need to get hit with.
Yeah, but you don't box yourself into a corner of just being a quote unquote visual artist.
No.
Even with
boring,
the art
man.
that you
It's
do.
boring. It's boring.
It's not just.
I go insane making paintings all day. That shit is lonely, man. Nobody want to hang out with you making paintings all day. I mean, people say, I want to come to your studio, and then people get really mad because they think that you're going to entertain them, and then you get in your work, they're like, well, I'm going to go ahead and go.
Yes.
Because I'm not stop working.
I used to tell people all the time we wanted to come around, hey, I look a lot cooler 10 feet away.
I'm telling you, to the studio.
This a lonely life. This man versus man all the time.
So when you say collective for the culture, and now you're in the curator, right? So is that like this say if you're an artist or if you're a player and now you become a coach? Like
that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. It feels
going
like
from artist to curator.
And that's why I think some players make the best coach, because I can empathize with artists. I know what they need. I know how to talk to them. I know how to be lenient when they don't have paperwork on time, because I know the stuff I've done. So I think that's the advantage of being an artist, then kind of like curating. And just all the artists I met throughout my life, this was not really difficult for me because I know these artists. I studied them. I did residencies with them, and I just make lists of artists on my travels. So when it's time to do a show, I just put it together and try to make it diverse and show people that never shown together.
How you feel about the word curator, man? Because some people, they start to use the
I
word,
hate it, man.
Like I'm curating.
I know it's so thrown around, and I think it's so disrespectful to the real curators I know who went to school, who do this amazing thoughtful writing about shows, and so that's why I didn't want to throw the name around it. And then Indy was like, "No, man, I know you don't want to say that, but you're a curator, bro. Like you good at it, you serious about it." But I was really cautious about that.
Is that a path that you can say, okay, I'm a curator?
Yeah, because I want to take it seriously. And I think that even though we are the third largest city and we are voted the most diverse, our art is not reflecting that. I mean, we still got my Latino comrades are still just showing like in the East End, you know, I go on Main Street. I want to bring all that together, man. Why are we doing this? Like, these artists they cohesive, man. Let's start mashing this shit up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And so I think that's my job here, just to shake up the foundation a little bit, you know.
How do you handle this part? And this is something I kind of struggle with, and because I was able to live in different markets, and I've seen people that are all in, homeless, they almost do it like, and sometimes I see people now that they think that they're grinding, and it's like I don't want to tell them, but I'm like, dog, you really. You don't want it, man.
Yeah.
Like, and one of the common complaints, that from a lot of people from that archetype is the Houston blame, and I'm like, man, bro.
Yeah. No.
I know. I've seen people start with and it's like, how do you even tell people that, or do you just kind of just let them?
Oh, when they start complaining about Houston.
When you know that somebody thinks they're grinding, but that's not enough. That's not.
If they truly want to listen, I could tell. Within the 5 minutes of the conversation, somebody gonna fight me.
Yeah.
Like I'm really big on if you come for me advice, my nigga, take it. If not, don't come to me. Don't talk to me. I really don't care.
Give it to him.
Yeah, what you do. I got a family, bro. And I got a mission statement. So if you come to me, I'm gonna give you the time.
Yeah.
But if you start fighting me like, no, I'm doing this. All right, brother. Well, you have a good day and good luck on that. This is why I'm at with things, man. But yeah, if you're on a treadmill or running, bro. I think Denzel Washington said this because you moving, that don't mean you moving. You just moving, bro.
No, that's real.
Yeah. One thing I admire about Hodge, man, is breaking the stereotype of what the traditional artist kind of looks like, and
and how they interact. And
when I was coming up, man, you had this stereotypical. If it was an artist, they were like really sassy, very pretentious. So I was like, okay.
I hate that shit. That's why I hate it. Because, I'm from Third Ward, bro. I don't forget where I come from.
Yeah.
And my mission statement is to bring art to the people. So, we got the art world here, but, JD is on Emancipation right now at the D bar, and I want him to come here.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, how do I get him here?
Bring those worlds. Link.
Exactly. I want to merge
together.
these worlds together. No, man, this is for you too, man. I do this for you. Yeah. I know I ain't rapping. I am rapping too, but I know but that ain't my main thing. That's a really love kind of labor, and so is this, but yeah, man, I was really intentional about not being very transparent, not trying to make it like this like some fancy thing that you can't do and only
it's like this
exclusive Negro
like
thing.
The wine and cheese.
Man. No,
and then it's like the artist is coming in, but he's like the mascot.
Exactly.
Everyone is looking like, oh, there's the Negro right over there.
Exactly.
Did the work.
Yeah. And I think like even if we look to like as someone who's been in the arts for an extended period of time, there has been like a kind of a very softening like of the presented brand of the creative, and it's like this, for lack of a better word,
feminized,
vulnerable guy,
or very feminized.
Like,
I'll just say it very feminized view.
When you were growing up, art was art something that was done just in the same type of masculinity as everything else, or was it always something that had oh,
it's always been there. It's always been there, and it's a place for that too. There's a place for who I am, but I don't want to feel like I'm being almost called out because I have masculine energy. Like I'm a masculine guy, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I respect everybody and all causes, but I demand that respect too. And so it's weird doing a show because a lot, I don't know what it is about people feeling excluded out of something, thinking that like I don't see them or something. So. It's been a lot of like fake Instagram pages made, and people have been attacking me online with not real accounts. And I find it funny that they think they can say this stuff to me, and they think because maybe I'm a public figure or whatever that is that I won't say anything back. I come really aggressive, like, bro, drop your pen, I pull up on you. Because, like, you know what I'm saying? But I think that's the difference between like my generation and a little bit younger. Like they really say all of this crazy shit online, and when they see each other in person, they don't do anything. But I'm not from that school. I'm from that school like, you're gonna have to address what you said to me in person. So I don't get like these fake accounts. It's weird, man.
It's an era of oh man, it's just the internet. Like they kind of use that.
No. It's real to me, man. Like,
but let me ask you this, man. Let me get into your. I know you're a hip hop head, but you're an art head first. But I want want to get into your top 5, not rappers, none of that. We talking about artists, man.
Okay.
If you
Visual
can narrow
artists?
down, they don't have to be in any order.
Okay.
Your visual artists. Give us some history, man, or some people, some names that we should.
David Hammonds is up there.
Okay.
His ingenuity, I love the way he can pop out the art world, come and do an amazing show and disappear. Like he does it for the. It seems to be very pure, man. I'm not sure if it is. I never met the brother, but I love what he's done in the art world.
Okay.
I also love Terry Atkins. Rest in peace. I got to be his assistant when he came to Row House. He actually was given every house in the row in the Rows. That's like the first time I did that happen. So he activated all the houses at one time. Wow. I was able just to see him work, and I remember him telling me, "Hey, brother, I don't know what your artwork look like, but if you work hard as hell. So if you keep that up, you're gonna do something. So that's what we talk about. That hard work always beats talent.
Yeah.
This man right here, Romare Bearden. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't be doing collage without this man. Like this style is so universal and so timeless that it could be on the Roots album cover, and 2 years ago, whenever they did it, and still feel modern, and still feel like. That's the sad part and the good part. The sad part is we still in the same struggle. So. These things we think might not be relevant, they still are. Basquiat for different reasons. He's not in my top 5.
Okay.
Only because it's just been misused and misguided, and it's everywhere. But he is a great.
What was Basquiat considered while he was alive? Like, what was it? Did the allure? Obviously, death makes.
Of course, the
artists.
27 Club. But I think that's when, for me, honestly, I think that's when white America really started wanting to be curious about Black America and what we were thinking and who we were. And he was like the first artist that they could tap to get that insight. Because before then, they didn't care. Okay. And something about the 80s in New York was like, it was like, things were shifting. Hip hop was becoming the forefront.
Okay.
I think people was recognizing the culture shift. And so he was hip hop, man. This was like,
he was like hip hop first, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't he tagging?
Absolutely, tagging. Yeah. He was in movies. He was just a really diverse artist, man. And he was out there. He was putting himself out there, making connections, meeting the right people.
He became kind of like the cliche artist that people would just,
in
pop culture, they just throw the name out there.
He's an example of you don't control your brand and control who you are. People would take that and make whatever they want to out of it. And I think he got lost in his own image because he lost his friends. He started blowing up. He started kind of getting fly. When he started falling off, when the white art world rejected him, he didn't have anywhere to go because he dissed all his friends. Nobody would pick the phone up, So I think he was in a really lonely place, and that's what caused the overdosing of drugs. And I think it was really I think he would have got past it, man. I don't know what he would be right now, but I think he would be like 60. But I think he would have been, who knows, man.
Wow,
it's sad, man. But yeah, I think it got really big, really quick, man.
So he blew up pretty. Like, what was his rise?
It was like meteoric, as they say. Like it was fast, man.
Wow,
it's something I don't want. I love a slow trajectory.
Andy Warhol.
Yeah,
and got in that crowd.
Yeah. You know how it is, man. Them fast shooting stars, they burn out quick, man.
He became the most successful, Black artist
at that time. Yeah, I mean real life money. Not when you dead money. He was getting that real life,
alive,
30, 40 grand a month, selling, waiting lists, painting Armani suits, eating caviar, money hitting all over the place, no bank account. That shit that seems fly at the time.
But sometimes the way I look at it, man, and this is the thing that all artists, whatever medium they choose, have to be careful of is sometimes the people are feeding you what they know would contribute to your demise so they can make that money.
Exactly.
They're looking at you as an insurance policy.
Absolutely.
You're an investment. So I'm feeding you all of the drugs so you can self-destruct. Yeah. And I'm taking your work. And I can make more money off of you being dead.
I mean, the title of this book is appropriate, man. It's called A Quick Killing in Art. I mean, that's just that explains that,
Man, I want to bring you back to something you had mentioned earlier.
Hold on, did you finish it?
You did.
So I said David Hammonds. We got Terry Atkins. We got Romare Bearden. We got Tierney Malone, who's here. He's coming from Mississippi, but he's been really instrumental in my life. Just the way he lives as an artist, man. Like I respect the brother tremendously, man.
He has a lot of history.
He does, man. I mean, that's what we related, man. Yeah. That's how even the Juneteenth album came, because I heard that radio program, and I was like, yo, if this could be turned into something modern and we can touch the kids. And we did an album, mind you, Black America wasn't woke. Nobody knew what the hell that Juneteenth album was. I was trying to sell it to people. It was like Juneteenth.
Yeah.
And now it's Juneteenth, got on Blackish. Kenya Barris and Pharrell are doing
national holiday,
doing a Broadway play.
That's usually how it is, though,
bro.
Yeah.
You know,
NFL
but
got
they
a
will
day
be
off.
re-releasing in 2021.
But it has a lot of history, a lot of music history. In
Absolutely. And then, I mean, locally, the last one, I mean, Rick Lowe. I mean, I wouldn't open my practice up the way I did without Rick Lowe watching them with the social practice.
Yeah.
And, like, saying, like, how do you take this artwork off the canvas into real life? How do you make people realize that in real time outside of your studio practice? That's cool. You making this revolutionary work in your studio.
Yeah.
But it's shit happening in the street. So how do you combat that? And so I saw the programming and all that kind of things. That's how the Beauty Box was born, you know, because Row House, you know, and so
you took it outside.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you gave me a list to work with, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, don't nobody be offended if they exclude it. This is this is Robert Hodge's top
and
five.
I got a long list.
It's
we women too, man. But
these
those right there are like really close to, like, you know, how I'm moving.
Can I ask you one question, man? So,
yes, sir.
Does John Biggers rank on your list anywhere?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I'm sorry, that should be understood. I just I'm from Houston. John Biggers created the TSU art program in 1949. You know, very instrumental. Murals, man. History.
No, he had a lot of African history. In his work, man. The whole row houses.
Yeah, so I'm sorry I didn't say that. I just thought that was understood. That John Biggers would be on my list. Sorry, that's like saying who your favorite basketball player all the time. I assume you know Michael Jordan is going to be there.
Hey, Negro's top 5 always got 12 people. You know,
but that's one of those ones, you know, from an historical standpoint.
You ain't have Pac on it.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, just the legion of artists that he inspired and who he
his disciples.
His disciples, man. That guy's like the Jesus of, you know, of the black art world in Houston, man. That's a lot of people that wouldn't be artists without him, and you know.
Oh, that's dope. Well,
and I took that template to add to my blueprint as an artist to how to mentor artists, because I didn't have none. So I don't want anybody to have my style, but I want them to have like the understanding of how to have a career, you know.
Man, no, I just have started getting the seedlings of those lessons now that I've come into the knowledge, where it's like, you know, some of my advisors are like, you know, you know this, but it's not to be a bully. It's not for you to go, you know, guy had said something, he said something about King in the Dream speech, and then I went, you know, nuclear, and it was like, that's not why you're getting this information, you know. But what I wanted to go back to was your mention of creators, and I wanted to ask you, what do you feel like a creator's obligation is? Because you're doing something, which I feel like, you know, we're doing as well, which is doing something that's based in truth and something that's meaningful, you know. And I'm not opposed to people doing something that makes them happy or anything like that. But I'm just asking you as a creator, what do you think creators are obligated to do?
What you just said, man, being truthful to whatever your story is. It might not be for me, but I just try to tell my truth, man. And like I said, mine is to educate, it's to inspire, it's to make beautiful paintings, it's to make great music, to contribute to the culture, you know.
Yeah,
I often don't think about what I'm doing here. I just think about when I'm gone, like how things can move for, like I said, my family, man, you know.
Yeah.
I just think, you know, when we as the people can get that in order, like, you know, set your family up to win. Like imagine, you know, my daughter has money to go to college. She got money just to start a life in college. You know, that's how most kids are. Their parents give them like $30,000, man. Hey, we got your apartment here, your Honda Civic, man. Go to school. They can really focus on school.
Yeah, you don't have to be stressed.
We had to work 4 jobs. I'm trying to figure shit out. I'm trying to get how I'm gonna get my books, man. That shit's dead for me, man. Like I'm not doing that, man. So I mean, I think that's one. When I start thinking about that, I think, you know, the family life kind of switches your brain as an artist too. Because pre that, I was just trying to make great art. I was a pure artist. Like I didn't care about money. I was thinking about like, how do I make my niche in the art world? Yeah. And then as soon as that kid come in that family, he's like, now
they call it the starving artist.
And I don't subscribe to the starving artist shit. I don't want to hear about that anymore. I reject that narrative, man. If you want to come around me and be broke, man, I really gotta reject it, man. I ride a bike because I like to, not because I have to. That's real. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Hey, that's a bar right there. I ride a bike because I like to, not because I have to. I feel that.
I'm gonna keep it real, bro.
I feel that. But so let me ask you this: when you got the kid on the way, now you realize this art.
You gotta make it work.
But did you have to how did you make it work without having to compromise any of who Robert Hodge is?
You got to compromise. This is impossible.
That's a real answer right there.
You got to.
Hey, shout out to the truth.
I had to.
Shout out to the truth.
I mean, I keep employment now. Like I had to keep. You got to. You have to compromise. Like I had to make sure money was coming in. My daughter can't eat paintings. You know what I'm saying?
That's being responsible.
That's fact, man.
I remember like in the car. I swear to God, like I don't know when the year this was. I remember like wanted to feed my daughter. We in the car, and I had like $6 on my account, and I pulled over, was like, "Hey God, this ain't This stops right now, bro." You know what I'm saying? Like I got to split a Happy Meal, but nah, bro, not happening, bro. So from there, I just like shifted everything and really thought about business and this as a business and how to grow.
Yeah, that narrative of the struggling artists kind of became a cliche.
Bro,
like,
it's whack.
You know,
I wanted a Vanguard. I ain't gonna lie. Actually, I wanted you to have the Vanguard answer and all that, but you hit me with some real. That was real.
No, you gotta compromise. Life was about that, man.
Yeah, that's some real talk.
But I can look at myself in the mirror and every night, and I sleep good because I don't intentionally. I'm not gonna compromise like my soul when I don't try to disrespect anybody. Everything I do is like with pure intention. So I mean, I sleep pretty good, and when I do mess up, I apologize.
Yeah.
And so I mean,
there's a difference between compromising and conforming.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
You know.
No, that's a. Hey, elaborate on that.
Well, I mean, you know, you compromise certain things, but I don't have to conform to a certain ideology.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, hey, I can compromise. You may see it as one way, I may see it as another, and I can compromise in the middle, but I don't have to conform to your ideals and your beliefs.
Okay.
I mean, you don't have to conform.
I want
to mine.
Chinese. She wants Mexican. I compromise. We eat Mexican, but you know what? We both ate.
Yeah. Okay.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't say, okay, I'm just going to conform to what's going on. You know.
I can relate though to with this exhibit you were describing, because like on this journey with us, this is something we just did based on truth. It wasn't based on, you know, hey, the research shows that, you know, if we did this and use these keywords, and you know, now we're just preparing to pivot into really doing marketing.
It makes the best art. I mean, I watched it was good. That's why I want you guys here. Every programming here is in correlation with what I think something is valuable to the culture.
Yeah,
even from like all the programs. Y'all cool. You my homeboys. Yeah. That's not why you here. You here because I watch the podcast and I respect what y'all doing.
We jumped out there, man, because you know, once again, just to make it relate to the art world, you see things that go on. You say, okay, I can take the easy route. It's just like being an artist. You say, hey, I can sit in my studio and paint what
not
people
to do
like
with nobody
all day.
Yeah.
But then if I pivot and say, I'm going to change up my style a little bit.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to get into curating. Say, okay, we can sit here and say, hey, we're going to have this hip-hop podcast.
Yeah.
And everyone else has a hip-hop podcast. And we're going to, hey, Robert Hodge, man, who your top 5 MCs, man? You know, the same thing that people
probably pull it off.
Or,
I mean, I have friends that are world champions in boxing. We know a lot of people.
That's why I respect the
so
podcast,
like, hey,
man.
let's figure out a way to show the imagery of us in the context of history and the history of now. And that's one of the things for us heavy on the show is giving that history now, because this is a time capsule. And we want the same way that you were inspired, and they may not have had a podcast back then, but you can reach back to those artists and say, okay, now I have this exhibit. And you say you have a guy that's 80 years old.
Yeah.
That has work
in here.
Hitting
a whole new demographic. They all excited about the work. I saw a 9-year-old kid was like, I love this work. And I was like, wow, that's what the show is about. This 9-year-old kid is now being exposed to George Smith sculptures.
Yeah, but you have to know that history, Rob, to reach back.
Oh, for sure. To
get that 80-year-old. And a lot of times it's that disconnect where a lot of people, they don't reach back and say, okay, this is the person that inspired me. At 80 years old, hey, it's like to reach a new market at that age, usually it's like, oh, nah, you out of here.
You know, but that's why I chose art, because, you know, I was playing basketball at Yates when I was going to PVA. And I wasn't like, I don't think I could have had an NBA career, but I was pretty good where they wanted me to transfer to the school to be the point guard. Yeah. And so at that point, I had to think about, like, what I want to do. And I'm like, yo, art is a lifetime career. As you get older, you just make more money. It's way more baller. But at 35 as a athlete, I'm done. I got to figure my life out. So, I mean, I thought about it the whole time. Like, art is a really great career, man. Like, you grow into it. You don't fall off unless you really want to. I mean, you grow.
Hey, I just thought of a question. And we had a episode. We talking about the top 5 orators, and we were talking about speeches and ghosts and ghostwriting, and even in hip hop, you know, people talk about ghostwriting in art.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that at a certain point there are prominent artists that they get to a point where someone else can paint. For them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that ain't that's weak.
I mean, I was reading an article about one of a very prominent artist, man. You may know very prominent, done work, I think, for presidents or did paintings.
I know you're talking about.
And I read an article and I was like, wow. So he's at the level to where his name is what sells. It's not the art. He has people that can
That
paint.
that is called intellectual property, and I used to be against it, but I'm not. I'm
Man.
gonna get old one day. I want to be in my chair with a cane and tell a young nigga, "Yeah, paint that blue. That's red." No, I'm gonna do that, bro. That's blue. I know what you're saying, but
I'm
it
stuck
comes
about
from the mind, dog. It's not really the hand; it's the mind.
Man, I see. To me, because we already talked about this before. I don't even like when a poet reads somebody else's stuff. Now, if you're reading, hey,
Yeah.
we're doing a Langston Hughes
Yeah.
tonight. We're doing, but somebody else to write, yo, that's like me with my woman, and you told me everything to say. Like that's not me. I'm repeating, like
It's kind of. I feel. No, I understand.
like I can't. Nah, that's
I had to grow into this, man, because I used to be really judgmental, like an artist, like what's the guy that made the big metal sculptures? It's a painting upstairs that somebody's making fun of him. He's super famous.
Oh, it kind
The
of
white guy does a big,
my
Anyway,
knowledge of sculptures just sitting there.
anyway, let me put it this way: he doesn't touch a single thing. He has a
What?
really big studio.
Wow.
He has artists on Photoshop creating those, and he has people that fabricate it, and all he does is think about it. He don't touch not one single thing. And he's Jeff Koons. Jeff Koons is super famous, super rich off of his intellectual property. And I used to kind of hate on that, but I get it now because as you realize you're mortal, really what are you attracted to with my art is really the intellectual part of it. Do you really care if I'm actually layering the paper in the back sweating? I don't
I don't
think you should
mind
care
if I
about that.
I don't lie. I buy a Robert Hodge painting. I don't mind if like maybe someone sketched the pencil out. Maybe your assistant did that. I want the paint to come from your hand.
And I would give
He's
it to
a
you until I,
purist.
I would give it to you until I can. But I'm telling you, I can't. I believe me. I'm gonna have them assistants in there painting for you.
It's the purest aspect of it. But another thing, even when museums, because you gotta think, when you go into the contemporary arts museum, it's not like that artist put everything where it's supposed to be. The artist is like the conductor.
Yeah.
Like I have the vision. I want that car right there. I want those flowers right there. And then when you go and you say, okay, that's that artist's work, that doesn't mean that he or she put the work exactly at that spot.
And then install it. Yeah, it's installed.
Yeah, they're not
that's something.
installing
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a place. Even this platform here, and it's not two of us, really three of us.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, I see the value of the person who can, say they're like that. I feel like hip hop wise, you take West Side Gun away. I think
That's what I'm saying.
Those artists are significantly downgraded.
Yeah, they are.
So
Some people come in like, "Where's your art?" And I'm like, "This is my art. This is like curating is the art. This is my contribution. Like I'm not gonna have my paintings in here to show I'm curating.
Yeah.
I mean, I fulfill the mention.
That's
like,
that executive producer.
Yeah. But my number one inspiration, I have to say, is Quincy Jones. That's the way I model, the way I treat people, and the way I interact with younger artists based off the way Quincy Jones did it. I think
I should have brought my
that's
Quincy
a perfect
book,
example.
man.
your library.
Man,
hey,
Yeah,
my,
I got
hey,
these
I
books,
should have
bro.
brought the
These
Quincy.
books,
Man, I
books,
should have
yeah,
brought the
yours,
Quincy
yeah.
book. I didn't know that.
Man, what is it about like these? I don't know. Like
The
this just makes me
installations?
feel like a certain. What is it about like this brightness and this like? How does it control? How do you can like kind of dictate an emotion by color and design and layout? Because I just feel like a certain.
Well, we just talked about like art history. I mean, I study what colors mean and what they do. Like yellow is an action color. Red makes you hungry. You know what I'm saying? So when you understand what colors were meant to do, then you know how to place them in the exhibition.
Okay.
So I know, like for me, I wanted neon colors and pastel colors because those have feelings of happiness, and it makes you want to stay. It makes you want to move around. It makes you feel excited. And so that's why I chose those colors specifically for the space. And so I'm saying that's all he talked about. It's all about knowing history of things and being curious.
The way this is set for whatever reason, like I feel like extremely alert, and I was kind of tired before.
It's
I got
also
here.
a retail store, so also it feels like Las Vegas in here. So I was mindful of that.
Yeah.
That's why I also was able to get the show done because it'd be 8 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock in the morning, I didn't know what time it was because it was always so bright in here.
Yeah,
so we just keep working.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, bro, it's 6:30 in the morning. We didn't know.
Wow. Okay.
So I mean, it's like Vegas, man. When the lights are on, man, I'm telling you, it's like go time. You don't even know.
Man. Well, one thing you said in the beginning of the show, because I'm somebody who, my next place I move to, I refuse to have naked walls, and I'm not bringing that same,
good shit. I'm glad.
that same Jordan thing I've been framing at every apartment since undergrad. If I have, I don't know, $300, $400, right, and I want to start, where do I start with collecting art? And say I want to start with black artists,
I would start at a local high school or a local college. That's the future talent there. And they need the money. You can support them in real time, and they'll sell you a painting for $300, and that painting probably be worth $20,000 in 10 years. You just never know. I learned how to like look at artists and just tell by their pedigree.
Oh, you can tell.
A lot of my collections, like from young artists, I traded with, and it's very valuable. But I didn't pay for it, or I bought it really early because I saw the trajectory of that artist. Like, damn, man, the way they talked about the work, the university they were at. I said, okay, this person's gonna be a lifetime artist.
Yeah, the value was in that early work. Because you gotta imagine, before Biggers was doing the murals, he was sketching, and whoever had those sketches, that may be worth more than those murals.
Oh, it is.
How can you prove it really came from him?
I mean, a signature. I mean, all that stuff is.
Yeah, they have people.
Yeah, they
study
you
that.
Tell the hand movement. It's a certain way I write that people can. They can study that, especially if you get to that level where you got to authenticate it. They have professionals that know.
So you make a brilliant drawing right now, and you're 22 years old, and he makes an equally brilliant drawing, but he decides that art's not for him, gets his MBA, never draws again.
Yeah.
You go on to do all type of amazing stuff, but y'all both drew the same piece of art. Is it the life that you lived after that brought the value to it? Like, what makes the value? What is the art's value? Is it?
It's the same as sports. What makes Michael Jordan more valuable than who's a good Vernon Maxwell?
He's better.
Vernon Maxwell was a good competitor with him. He actually shut down Michael Jordan a lot. What is it? It's the MVPs. It's the championships.
Stats.
It's the stats. Same thing with art. It's the CB resume. It's the residencies. It's the commitment. It's the you just stay consistent.
Okay.
I mean, so that's why I look for in an artist when I also I look for what I love. Believe me, but I also look for those things too that also add value to it.
Okay.
And so that's what we try to show people, how to collect and how to really follow artists and support them in real life, because it pays off. I mean, everybody wins when you really support an artist.
There's it's an educational factor that goes into it. We assume, okay, I see an art, just go buy some art.
Yeah.
As opposed to being educated on how to invest in art. It's just like stocks or anything else.
Exactly.
People invest in stocks, they don't know if it's, what the determination is.
You got a good idea, you know what I'm saying?
But one thing I learned, Hodge, from an artist, a curator here in Houston, the way it was told to me is that you can be a brilliant artist, but the way you sell your art is what made you do it. So instead of saying, well, how much is this? The question is, what made you create this?
Yeah.
Because that's the story that people take with them that also sells the art. So if I know what made Robert Hodge create something, that's a part of the value that lends itself to the art.
Now, what about has art succumbed to like some of the cap culture where, like, okay, say same scenario, I draw this picture or whatever, I'm a certain level artist, but now Kanye and Kim divorced and now I date Kim Kardashian. Does that make my art more valuable?
Unfortunately, yes, it does. In this society right now, it does, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. If I was dating Kim Kardashian, I could sell probably a painting for $500,000. Somebody would buy it.
Yeah, but that's it. Yeah,
I'm just keeping it real with you. I mean, unfortunately, yes, that we in a different society right now. So it is some periods there. It is some things that are traditional, but a lot of things have shifted. And so also your job as an artist is to study culture and then like try to help navigate it back to where you want it.
Okay.
I mean, Kanye is a great example of that, man. I don't always agree with his politics, but as far as shifting culture and doing things his way, man, the brother is a billionaire off clothes. Not even music didn't even do that for him. He'd be in debt. It was off music. Like that dude mine is so transcending, bro. Like I love people that execute. To me, I'm all about executing. Like he's a brother that said I'm gonna do this and he gonna execute it. Yeah. How can you stop somebody like that, bro?
Yeah. No, that's real.
We're gonna wrap it up in a few. But one thing I do want us to get across, man, before we wrap it up is I want you to be able to tell the people the importance of Collective for the Culture 3.
Okay.
And just get that spiel, man. Just talk to the people, man.
Okay. Well, I'm specifically talking about supporting us as creatives in Houston and being black creatives in Houston. And being in a space, we are essentially located in downtown Houston. I mean,
it's history within itself.
Exactly, man. That might not mean a lot to a lot of people, man, but we need more institutions of color here that are trying to elevate the art world and try to be, how can I put it, man? Because I respect all the people that had galleries here that led up to moments like this. All the people like Robbie off of Emancipation. You got Winston Gallery. You got so many people, man. Michelle Barnes. I wouldn't be here without Michelle Barnes and the Community Collective. So all those people I think about when I think about getting to a space like this and trying to elevate and let people know that contemporary art can exist, and black people can support it and make it thrive. And so I'm asking, you know, the black culture of Houston to really support. I want everybody to support, but I specifically talking to people of color that we want you here and we need you here. We want that support. We have over 40 artists here, over 116 works, and Houston needs this, man. Like I said, we're the third largest city, and our art should reflect that in diversity. So support us.
This is 1201 Main Street, right?
It's 1201 Main Street, Houston downtown. It's only $20. You pay $20 for the MFA. You pay, you know. So I mean, don't see it as where's the money going. See how you're supporting artists here, and you're actually keeping us alive with programming and paying the lights, and you know, supporting artists in real time. And so, give these artists their flowers while they're here, because if you don't, they're gonna leave Houston, and you guys gonna keep complaining there's no artists here because you didn't support them. So support them, man. Come drop that 20,
and
man.
And also, how can they reach y'all?
Yeah, they can reach us all. So we have a website. It's www.collectivefortheculture.com, and you go to the Instagram, Collective for the Culture. You can follow India Lovejoy, which is Black Buddha, on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram as Robert Leroy Hodge. And yeah, man. Leroy, I know. That's soulful 7 name. Hey,
that's a soulful name.
I hate it, but I had to embrace it, bro.
Robert Leroy.
Hey, that's art, man.
It's art, man. But
Robert
real,
Leroy. You should use that name, man.
Bobby Lee.
I know.
That's Bobby Lee.
That might be my rap name. I might switch to Bobby Lee, man.
Yeah.
Bobby Leroy. Yeah. But straight up, man, we love y'all. We did this for the culture. This is not about any money. This is about saying that we can do it big in Houston. We just wanted to give a really live, fresh show and show that local talent here. That's what it's about, man. It's about nothing else. I'm glad it's being successful. I'm glad people are loving the show. But it's not about money, man. It's about the culture, man. For real, we are giving back, and we love it. I could be in my studio right now. I would love to just be smoking a joint, making paintings and getting it. But it's not about that, man. Like, I want Houston to grow, man. I believe in the city. That's why I don't live in L.A. That's why I don't live in New York. I live here intentionally, man. So support the artists here, man. They're amazing artists. We want to say that we love you, man. Come out. We'll be here to the end of February. February 28th is the last day. We might extend into March if y'all show love. I mean, if you love it, come out, and it'll be here. If not, you know, we're going to move on.
In the word Sonori, man, we want to give you your flowers while you can smell them, man.
Hey, man.
You know,
I ain't never met a Rob I ain't like, man.
Man. I want to say,
bro, man. For real,
on
man.
behalf of Gentleman's History Hour, man, we really appreciate and salute you for making history right now in the time. We do pay homage to the shoulders that we stand on, but we also want to make people aware of the people that are making history in real time in 2021. So salute, brother. Thank you. This Gentleman's History Hour. I'm EQ.
Gentleman's History Hour.
Hey, the Rob J 10X. Hey, there we go. Hey.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Peace. If you're watching this on YouTube, man, hey, y'all, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. This is Gentleman's History Hour.